fuck is that? There's a dust cloud coming. Oh, this is gonna suck. Where is that coming from? Hold your breath. Ready? Hold. Oh, it's in my eyes. I can't see. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I just almost died is all. Hey guys, Daniel James here, and today we are going up to the Hollywood sign. Now we are currently on Mulholland Drive, I believe. Holy fuck, this high. Anyway, so we are going to go up to the Hollywood sign, and today we have a few questions, and again, it's hard to remember what they all are. So the first one I remember seeing was basically, I saw two about them actually. It was about pitching, and how do you pitch for, you know, how did you pitch for you know, your epic music, you know, how do you pitch to get gigs, things like that. And the other part of that question was like, how did I become established and stuff like that. Sorry, I've got to turn this music off. I can't hear a fucking thing. So the yeah, pitching is an interesting thing. So I'm not necessarily the best person to answer this, and the main reason is I haven't pitched in a while. The last thing I pitched on was Amazon's Breakaway, which was a long time ago. I need to be careful on this road. There's sand everywhere. Anyway, Amazon's Breakaway, which I did pitch for, and I did actually get. Oh, this is a beautiful road. Don't trust this corner though. Look at that. Look at that view. No, I can't see what's round the corner, so I need to be very careful. I've seen the video of the guy hitting the fire truck. So when it comes to, oh my fucking god, look how beautiful that is. When it comes to pitching, the most important thing about it is you need to be good at what you do in the first place. So the way I actually became established is, you know, I knew what I wanted, I knew what my career goals were, and I knew where I wanted my career to go. So I basically focused very hard on the types of things that I would need to get where I wanted to go, such as sound design, such as, oh, look at that view! Such as sound design, such as, you know, composing with audio loops, and, you know, how to create them and turn that into music, things like that, you know, because I wanted to do Metal Gear. And I just became really specialized. Think of it like a doctor. I became a very specialized, not heart surgeon, I mean, hybrid music is hardly heart surgery, but, you know, I became highly specialized in this specific thing. And then once I got good at that, I started, don't you fucking do it. I started, you know, writing music that was like in the vein, if I was to get a gig, you know, what kind of music would I hope they'd ask me to write? And I just wrote a shit ton of that kind of music. And then what I started doing is, you know, like I started looking around, you know, forums, message boards and things like that. The fuck is this? Okay, there's a stop sign over there. I've totally gone the wrong way. Have I? Oh, I don't know. This road is confusing. I went the wrong way. Okay, it's a good chance to let that guy go instead of me. I was too busy focusing. Right, where was I? Yeah, so, and then I wrote a shit ton of music like that. And then I started looking around message board forums of the kinds of industries I wanted to get into. So if I remember right, I think it was called the DVX forum I looked into for movies. And the reason I went there is because there was people who were making their own movies on their new cameras, but they were at the same kind of skill level I was. So, you know, like that, I was more likely to get a gig. And when you're starting out, you know, you don't want to be going for the Hollywood blockbusters or the Metal Gears, you know, like that's a bit ambitious for a first gig. I mean, it does happen. I mean, if you're quality off the bat, you know, which does happen, then absolutely, you know, go for it. But if you want to get some, you know, some practice under your belt, and this will help you later in the pitching process, Anyway, so you want to look for people at your level. So I started on the DVX forum, and I started asking people, you're making this new little indie film, no budget. Can I write music? I'm not expecting much in return, just a bit of practice. You're not going to make money off it. I won't make money off it. Everybody's good. And so once I'd done that, we got a stop sign finally. And once I'd done all that, I'd get a few little indie gigs and the whatnot, and I'd score those, and then I'd also visit independent video game forums, people making their indie games, and there's more of those today than there were when I started, ever since the rise of mobile gaming. And they so I started doing these little projects here and there. Not really. Here's another Grom squad. What? Anyway, so we started doing all these little projects, and then once I'd done a few of those, it was actually interesting because I became a member of those communities. I was building genuine friendships. I've mentioned this many times on my vlogs, I was building genuine friendships with these directors and these game developers who, you have to remember, as you're getting better, so are they. And a lot of my work these days actually comes from these people I worked with back in the day. So they would hire me back then for no money, and then they'd get a gig as they'd work on another movie or something, and that movie would be looking for a composer, and they're like, I worked with this composer back in the day. And I've got so many paying jobs from gigs that I used to do back in the day when they weren't making money, I wasn't making money. It was basically practice for the both of us. And so I did some of that, and did the same with video games, and then the job started rolling in. And then when I wanted to pitch for actual bigger gigs, one of the things about working with these people is, as they improve and you improve, your demo reel, or your demo, what would you call it? I guess it is. It's like your CV of music you've written starts becoming a lot thicker, because of all these projects you've done. I mean, writing music in the style is great and all, but unless you're doing it to picture, how can they believe that you can do what you say you can do? Because anybody can sit down and write a piece of music, but did you take a month to write 3 minutes? Did you take, how long did it take you? Were you able to do it under a deadline? Were you able to take criticism for that track? All these kinds of things. And they're the kinds of things that a little demo reel will help you answer. Oh God, I'm building up this bike doesn't go very fast uphill, and I've got a Porsche behind me. Fuck off! Next quarter of a mile, rocks falling on my head. What? Wait, God, this is awesome. Yeah! What was that noise? I apologise. Didn't I just go up this road? I feel like I've just been up this road. Anyway, so yeah, but then, yeah, so once you've got those, all those, CV pieces put in the bag, then you can start reaching out to agents and managers and things. And, when you do it on an actual video, they can see that you can actually deliver in the correct circumstances. You've worked on a movie, which means that you can handle criticism, which means you can handle direction. I mean, assuming the score and the project went well, of course. If it's a shit score, don't put it in your CV. God, I always look at these roads and get confused about which side of it I'm supposed to be on. Not good when you're going up a windy road. Anyway, so you do all that, and then you get an agent and a manager, and they can help pitch you into bigger things. I mean, for example, when I was working on Metal Gear, I actually got the gig myself, but I needed an agent in order to, solidify said deal. So once you have all those things, you are set to go. And another thing that helped me with getting the word out about my music, which also helped with pitching, is actually YouTube. Because whilst I'm helping you guys, it's actually a really underestimated way of me being able to show that I know how to do what I say I can do. Because if I can teach you guys and make what I'm doing easy to understand, then there's directors can watch the same thing, even other composers. And that actually leads me into the second question of the day, and that question was, how do you work with other people, or how do you find working with other people? I forget exactly how it's phrased, so I'll just answer it the way I worded it the first time. Is how do you work with other people? And so A lot of the gigs I've done, you know, like the Call of Duties, I worked with Jack Wall. With Metal Gear, I worked with Ludwig Forshell, Harry Gregson Williams and Justin Burnett. On Ride Along 2, I worked with Chris Lennox. So I've got a lot of experience with working with other people. And the first thing you have to understand is that, like, if they're hiring you in the first place, you must have something that you already do that they like, that they need in their work, which is a good thing, because that makes your life a hell of a lot easier. So once you've, you know, like, not easier, it makes it easier to understand why you got hired in the first place. So, you know, being able to work quick and things like that was always a plus for me. And having, like I mentioned earlier, I have a very specific skill set. I will find you, I will kill you, or something like that. I have a very specific set of skills. And they are the ability, you know, to do like the hybrid stuff. So when it comes to the scores, you know, like the Black Ops and the things like that, and even Ride Along too, you know, like, don't get me wrong, Jack Wall can hybrid with the best of them. But what I'm saying is if you are going to get some help or some extra music or some extra arrangements and things, you want the person you hire to be able to do those things. So picking a specialist like myself, oh, this is a tight one. That's what she said. He said, I suppose. Picking someone who can already do that kind of work is a bonus, you know. So that's why I mentioned be specialized, because if you're the best at doing what you do, there's more chance if someone is hiring other people to help them out that you will get the gig, because, you know, you are proven and you are known for doing that kind of thing. Whoever recommended Mulholland Drive, by the way, thank you so much. This fucking view and these curves, oh, I like them curvy. I like them super juicy and curvy. The road, that is, not my women's. Mind you, my woman. Anyway, let's not get into that. Right, stop sign. So where are we going now? Oh, we got to turn like left, so I got to go like that way. I'm starting to see tourists. Right, stop sign. Where's this guy going? Okay, what? Okay, we're going down this way. So yeah, and the actual process of working with these people, it depends what role you're hired in. So like on Terminator, I was hybrid production, you know, so I was responsible for specifically hybrid things. I wasn't doing as much additional music or anything like that. I was making things sound cool. That was my gig. Fucking FedEx. Where's Terminator when you need him? You know, like, so I was doing those kinds of things. But then on, you know, Ride Along, I was doing arrangements, and then Call of Duty, I was doing additional music. You know, Metal Gear, I was a composer. You know, so all these kinds of things. Oh, it's downhill now. It's a sharp one. And you know, so I would do all those extra things. Hey, look, there's a Torba Starline. I gave them a wave. They all looked just annoyed. Stop sign in the middle of my curves. And so, you know, like, it depends on the role. But if you are hired by someone else, the first thing you have to remember is it's their gig. Okay, so if you're in additional music, if you are, you know, if you're not co-composer, if you're not in a decision-making role, you are there. You've been hired, you're what's it, for hire, you're doing for hire. So you need to remember that whoever you're working for is always right. You can always argue your point, but at the end of the day, when it comes to it, that was a big bump. At the end of the day, when it comes to it, they are always correct. If they say it needs to be more like this, and you think it needs to be the other way, you can explain to them why you think it should be your way. But if they disagree, it's their way. You know, there's nothing worse. Hey, there's a Hollywood sign. There's nothing worse than thinking you're Charlie Big Banana when, you know, when it's actually their gig. And the thing is in these roles, your job is to make them sound amazing. Because you make them sound amazing, then you've done your job correctly, and you're more likely to be hired again, you know, like, and there's nothing wrong with being an additional composer or even hybrid production. Terminator, you've got to remember that in the world of music, you know, even if you're not the named guy, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and if you're one of 2 that's writing music on this thing, you can be proud of that. if you're one of 6, you can be proud of it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, oh man, look at the skyline with the fisheye. It's gonna be sucky to see, but yeah. So I mean, like, you've just got to be proud to work on these things, and you have to remember to check your ego at the door, because when in 1,000 feet, turn right. Whee, this is a tight one. I need to be in a lower gear, that's why. Turn right. But there's a cliff. I don't want it. There's a cliff. Oh, I'm going across the bridge. They put a bridge there so that I don't have to die. Turn left. I gotta turn left onto Lake Ridge Place. Oh God. That guy thought there was an all-way stop sign. There wasn't. Whee! Turn right. Okay, sorry. I've got a sat nav in my ear, and she's trying to tell me how to find Hollywood. This is what I should have done at the start, mate. Oh God. Oh God. Restricted entry. Trespass. Oh no! I'm gonna get arrested. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where was I? Yeah, so if you make them sound good, then you're doing your job right, and that's always fun. Like, it's always, you know, it's so long as you take your ego out of an additional music role, and realize that first of all you should be proud of the fact that you're there in the first place. So whoever hired you thinks you're good enough to work on whatever it is that you're working on. There's no one coming, so I'm taking this whole fucking road. You're good enough to work on whatever they've asked you to work on, and that's a cool. Oh God, turn right. Okay, can we just admire this for a second? Whoa, this is a tight one. There we go. And 600 feet, turn left. I guess where that van just came out from, and yeah. So it's, you know, it's a good way to get good experience on high level projects before you get any of your own. All right, this guy's going to turn down my way, so I'm going to stop. I had to stop a little bit further down so he could actually make it. Anyone coming? Whee! Anyway, so they were the main questions we had. I assume this is just keep going. Okay. And yeah, so I say and when I don't know what the fuck to say. So what were the other questions we had? Oh yeah, so someone was asking for string library recommendations. So, and I imagine this was inspired by the fact that Spitfire put out another string library yesterday, 2 days ago, as of the time I'm making this this video. Is this a roundabout? The fuck is there a roundabout doing in? I feel like I'm at home, but going the wrong. I feel like I broke the law. I'm a criminal. Anyway, so let's keep going up this road. This is quite a pretty drive. Anyway, so string library recommendation. So I have a shit ton of string libraries, and again, this is one of those ones that depends on what you're doing. So go on, I got a stop sign, fella. Yeah, it depends totally what you want to achieve with the thing. Like my go-to, man, I love this view. Hey, look, there's a what do you call it? A dam. Quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. No? Okay. Fuck you guys. So my go-to string library is Cinematic Studio Strings, and I'm seeing a lot of kind of comparison with Spitfire Studio Strings, you know, because of the similar name and all that. But in reality, they're very, very different. Oh God, where's this guy going? Where you going, son? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Okay. I got a car behind me. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna have to go slow. This is sand. So much sand. Okay. We could take it easy a little bit. There we go. And we're off. So like when I'm trying to, The thing I often find about string libraries is each string library has like 1 or 2 patches which I will use for everything, and then I don't touch the rest of the library. You know, like I have other things that do what that bit does better. I need to get these tighter. I need to be lower gear. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Like, it feels like I'm on a fucking track. You brake, go wide, and then bring it in tight. Manhole! Good day, sir. And then, you know, so like Cinematic Studio Strings is my like go-to. That's what I usually start with. If I want to layer up the spiccatos, you know, like if I need something aggressive, I reach to LA scoring strings or something dry. I haven't heard too much of the Spitfire Studio Strings, but they do sound pretty dry. So for that kind of thing, you may actually do quite well with those kinds of things. God, I'm dragging pegs. I'm dragging pegs! She was like, what? Oh, this is so much fun. Yeah, I need more acceleration around the corners. I hope there's a fucking hump at the end of it. We're gonna jump it. Yeah! We don't need no man. My humps. My lovely... Oh, hump going around the corner, you bastards. And then, yeah, so if I'm trying to make something more lush, I will, you know, I will add some, something like Hans Zimmer strings or something like that to it. Good day, mate. I'm not Australian. I don't know why I said that. My lovely lady humps is all I can remember. You know, so if I'm trying to make it lush, you know, I'll add some like Hans Zimmer strings, or I'll add some, what do you call it? Cinematic Studio Strings, or Albion, or, you know, is it Cerberus? No, Jaeger, that's what it's called. Oh shit, we almost made it. Sorry, I'm listening to the fucking sat nav in my brain. Oh man, this was a fun ride. Oh, I need to be careful, there's gonna be people pulling out in there. And here we are. My bike is dying slowly. God, this is so steep. Oh God, let's put it this way. And we made it. We fucking made it. So yeah, I don't know, how do you park here? Do you need to put a fucking thing down? Let's have a look. Ugh. Please do not fall over, bike. Oh God. Right, let's take a quick look at the Hollywood sign. Oh no. Oh no. We lost a little rubber. We lost a rubber. Gonna need to buy a new one. Oh God. Milk was a bad choice. Let's have a quick ganders. There's a guy playing with a dog. So we made it. There you go. Hollywood, baby. Only took us 10 years to get here. 10 years? Started in 09. How long is that? I don't know. What are we in, 2018? 10 years. Well, 9 years, whatever. But we're here, baby. We made it. All the way to Hollywood. There's people doing things in the grass. I'm just gonna... My bike still hasn't fallen down, so I'm gonna go take a little look. I'm probably gonna get a parking ticket. I imagine they're waiting for me. Hey look, there's green. Oh. It looks like I'm filming this family. I'm looking up at the sign. Oh, let's get one of these. Made it. Oh God. But yeah, so string libraries. If you're into the way I tend to do it, if you're doing more movie score stuff, you want to be going Spitfire. The Air Hall Lyndhurst sounds amazing. God, I'm like walking sideways. If you're doing epic stuff, Jaeger, Metropolis Arc, LA scoring strings, Cinematic Studio strings, that's where you want to be going. Anyway, how's it going? It's hot. Sweating. Huh? I'm close. She said don't pass out. I said I'm close. What kind of fucking answer is that? I'm not good at thinking on my feet. Everybody's so happy. Oh fuck. Anyway, so lads, we're probably gonna end the vlog here today. Oh god, I hope you lot enjoyed this little trip up to Hollywood. Oh. It was a pleasure to do the ride. Oh, there's not as much chaos in the mountains, but we got to have a good old ride, so I'm happy. Oh shit, my phone's not going to stay in there, is it? So we'll pull that one off. We'll need this bottom one to have a rubber on it. That's what she said. Oh god. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace. All that.